What's going on, everyone? My name's Tenebris, and with the February update just around the corner, we've gotten the patch notes a day early here, and there's a bunch of fun stuff going on in this update. From new collectibles, new weapon skins, and even a revamp to an older mission. But the best part of the February update, outside of the fun side stuff, are the fixes coming along the way. With fixes to missions like Wrench in the Works, this update is hotly anticipated here. If you enjoy my coverage of Generation Zero, or just want to help a dude out, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button so we can reach the greater GZ community. But on that note, you dudes have actually been doing amazing for supporting my GZ content lately, so I just want to say really quickly, thank you very much, my dudes. Now, let's dive into the patch notes. So the patch notes read, "Greetings, Resistance Fighters. In exactly 24 hours at 10 a.m. CET on the 21st of February, we're bringing you an update focused on fixing some long-standing problems as well as introducing some new additions that we believe you will enjoy. First off, let's not make you wait for this one longer than we have to. The mission, A Wrench in the Works, has been fixed and now can be progressed normally. This one took us a while to fix because we wanted to make sure that no follow-up issues would be created while attempting to repair the mission flow. Thank you for your patience while we dealt with it. Now, before we get into any more bug fixes, let's talk about what's new in the February update. So first up here, we have new collectibles, safe house hints. In each safe house, you will now be able to find photographs containing hints about the location of the next safe house to travel to. These were added to help players unlock respawn points on the map and aid natural progression through the world. Plus, they're super pretty to look at. Gotta collect them all. And by collect them all, it looks like there's going to be an absolute ton to collect here. Then we've got a new introduction to base building. In order to show off this awesome feature to new players and make sure they realize how viable and important it can be as an endgame activity, we've revamped the introduction mission for base building and base assault. The new mission is called Building Blocks and can be picked up from the warboard in the Vestlin Bunker. It guides players through the process of completing a base assault and subsequently building their own first base. Players who've already completed the old intro mission Good News will not be able to play this new mission on the same world and will have to start a new world in order to experience it. And so this is pretty interesting. This means that maybe, possibly, we'll be seeing a control point show up on the archipelago, which that's pretty cool. This is actually a pretty cool introduction here and opens up the doors for a lot of new opportunities that we'll be talking about in the near future here. Then we've got more free weapon skins, and I say heck yeah, man, the gift that keeps on giving here. So, weapon skins were a highly requested feature, and adding them enabled us to really have fun designing fresh looks for our ever-growing array of guns and melee weapons. At the same time, they allow players to express themselves through even more customization. This feature was well received. The criticism we kept seeing the most was, there are not enough of them yet, give us more. And we happily comply. The February update brings you 6 new free weapon skins for the Molar PP, Clock 17, K-Pist, HK5, and the Brawn Ball Bat. They will automatically be added to the loot pool of your rivals, so get to clearing your map of them. Good luck on the hunt. Here's a look at the new skins. And this Molar PP is just absolutely my favorite thing. The neon grid, it is so cool and so fitting. I'm going to be hunting this one down specifically and probably using the Molar for a little while. Then we've got the clock, and the clock looks very, very clean with the copper top there. And then we've got the K-Pist, which just looks pretty radical here. I really enjoy the design. It screams like late 80s, early 90s, with the weird shapes and the vibrant colors and stuff. Very much dig it. And then we've got another graffiti skin going on to the HK here. And then we've got another Molar PP skin. And then we've got our first melee weapon skin, a skin for the Brawn Ball Bat, which this is kind of nice in case if you don't like the black Brawn Ball Bat that you get at 5 Crown, then you can go back to using a wooden baseball bat. And speaking of the gift that keeps on giving, more swag for your buck. Since we released the Camo Weapon Skins Pack DLC, we received a lot of feedback on it regarding its cost to content ratio. Since many of you felt like the amount of skins included in the pack didn't justify its price, we decided to add 5 more skins to it, which is excellent. Everyone who previously purchased the pack will see them added to their available weapon skins after downloading the update. Enjoy! And this is excellent to see. One of, the only criticism that I had for the weapon skin pack was the fact that it felt like the amount of skins didn't justify the price of, I think it was $6. But now with, I believe, 15 weapon skins, that absolutely feels like a $6 price point, bringing each skin down to, I think like 30 cents a pop or something like that. I can't math, it's too early for that. But, either way, I think that adding these skins and bringing that number up to just a higher double-digit point is excellent to see here. And beyond the semantics, let's take a look at the skins. And first off, Desert Camo. Desert Camo and Autumn Camo are like up there with the Snow Camo as some of my favorites. So awesome to see. I am going to be rocking that on the AG5 pretty much all the time. And that plus the clock with the copper top is going to look sick. Then we got Flector and Urban, which that is dope to see on the KVM 59. Then we've got for the PVG, good old blue. Digital Forest for the AI 76, and the most interesting one, Orange Venom on the 12 gauge, which looks almost kind of like a beehive or like a honeycomb or something. Very nice skins overall, and I'm excited to use them all. Then we've got the main menu carousel revamp. The news carousel in the main menu has seen a substantial change to make it more visually appealing and easier to navigate. This was done to make sure that you're always up to date on the latest news. You can open this more focused view by interacting with the existing news tab in the game's main menu. This is still a work in progress. We will continue to take in feedback and improve the presentation in upcoming updates. Then we've got an in-game DLC showcase. You can now see which DLC you own and which ones you're yet to unlock directly from this new in-game screen. New DLC will get added to it automatically. And then last, but easily the most interesting out of all of the things that are coming our way, the return of the Semla Event. Those of you who have been playing Generation Zero for a while will remember the previous Semla collection events on the occasion of Fettisdagen, or Fat Tuesday. You might know this special day as Mardi Gras, because Fettisdagen is celebrated by eating the national Semla pastry here in Sweden. We're bringing this special little treat to the world of Generation Zero for everyone to enjoy. From the 21st to the 28th of February, you'll be able to loot Semla pastries from some locations in the game. Where are baked goods normally made in a household? Here's a hint, it's the kitchen. Eating it will restore some HP to your character, as well as give them a nice full stomach. If you have your Avalanche Apex account all set up, you'll also find an extraordinary assignment with an extra special reward in your FMTEL reward trunk during this time. And this is the interesting part. An extra special assignment, man. This is like, it's exactly what I had hoped for from assignments in the first place. So it is awesome to see it getting tied into things here. But it's time to show everyone how much you like this creamy goodness. We hope you enjoy and share lots of screenshots you have of having a fika, coffee, and a cake break with your friends. So again, from the 21st to the 28th, we'll be able to pick up Semla all around the world inside of houses. But the most interesting part is going to be seeing what this assignment is, and hopefully it's going to be a ton of fun to complete. Now, seeing as the February update is focused more around bug fixes and quality of life improvements and stuff, we're going to read through the bug fixes here as well. And another thing to note is how many community-reported bug fixes are in this update. It's an absolutely massive amount, and that's something to applaud here. So first up for general, the missing UI section for war figurine collectibles in the collectibles tab in the log has been fixed. They fixed a bug where the player was unable to synchronize saved data after logging in with the same account on a different device. Then community reported they distributed emotes evenly between the Sweet Vanity Pack and the Blockbuster Vanity Pack, and community reported before players could still spend command tokens after having reached the limit of claimed base areas. This has been addressed. No more lost tokens. Thank you to Gearhead for making us aware of this. Then for assignments, the perform a dance emote within a Phoenix base during a base assault mission assignment has been fixed. For combat weapons and equipment, this is the most interesting out of all the fixes. The experimental KVM-89 has been adjusted as follows. So they've increased the damage dealt at peak performance, which is super interesting, and I'm very much going to look into this. They've reduced the heat gain and bullet spread while at peak performance. Then also, another interesting thing, they've reduced damage fall off and recoil while aiming down sights. And then for the Experimental Magnus, it now deals more damage than the 5-crown Magnus with its initial projectile, which is something that I think we all wanted from the Experimental Magnus. Then community reported they fixed the issue where the M49 couldn't be loaded with experimental ammo. Beanox thread on the forums greatly helped to resolve this. Shoutouts to Beanox and everyone that reports issues, but this is a massive fix for the M49. And then the experimental 44 Magnus's laser is no longer offset when the player is irradiated, thanks to Mr. Vagabond for reporting that one. Firing while mounting on a vehicle will no longer cause the weapon to continue firing indefinitely, and I kinda wish that I hadn't known about this one sooner. Then for crafting, they fixed a bug where level 5 apparel crafting schematics were locked, so now finally we can craft the level 5 schematics. Excellent. And then the simple first aid kit schematic was missing on older save files that had completed the Sanctuary mission. It's been re-added. And then lastly, they fixed a bug where crafting materials would sometimes be shown as attached to another item. This could come from base assaults and base defenses. And then next up for crashes and performance, they fixed a crash issue while fighting the Firebird, and they've increased performance while riding motorcycles, something that is massive. This is an ongoing process. More improvements will be made in the future. Then for missions, the big fix of the patch, a wrench in the works is going to be finally completed. Now you can progress normally without getting a temporary hearing problem from the explosion sounds. Slybry was the first person to report this on the forums, but everyone else contributing to the discussion also deserves praise, absolutely. And then multiplayer, they fixed an issue where machines would become unresponsive and invulnerable during co-op sessions. For a community reported thing, they fixed certain machines only dropping ammo for client players and multiplayer. This one was fixed thanks to Zessier, so our beloved forum mod. So shoutouts to Zessier for that one. But then they fixed a bug where the Firebird Tesla spikes would only damage the player who initiated combat with the Firebird. And lastly, exhaust fumes of the other players' motorbikes are no longer invisible in multiplayer. For the UI, another community reported one here. They fixed a bug where selecting any other filter than all on the world map screen would hide safe house icons when trying to respawn. Thank you, Art Asriel. For world, they removed a terrain obstruction inside of Martin Bunker. Sorry, diehard, you'll have to find other ways to glitch yourself outside of the map again. Dang it. Community reported they re-added the missing relay beacon at Skrinkville, thanks to Draco255 for that one. And then lastly, they fixed several points of interest not being completable because of misplaced items inside of the area. And for some known issues, some of them are a little disappointing to see, but hopefully will be fixed up in the future. But first up, the Lynx and Firebird sometimes get stuck in a shooting loop when getting stunned. The dismounted moped can sink into the ground. Infrequent crashes on the login screen. Clients are sometimes invisible on motorbikes and multiplayer sessions. Non-default text color settings sometimes don't apply correctly. Phoenix-based walls with spotlights have no collision. The experimental Alcustare, fires inaccurately when aiming down sights. And then, lastly, the kind of disappointing one is the 4C AG4 has a very high drop chance under some circumstances, and the Vintovka, or the Mosin, drops less frequently than intended, and not at all from wolves. So other than not being able to say Alcustare there, it's a little disappointing to hear about some of these known issues, but on the other hand, as they are known issues, that gives me hope for them getting fixed in the near future. So, this update is just real nice, my dudes. All the feedback over the holidays has pretty much been addressed here, from the big important ones like Wrench in the Works and the missing collectibles, to the unexpected like additional skins in the Camo Skins DLC pack. This update is not huge, but I think it's more so necessary with so many essential fixes along the way. So let me know, what are you most looking forward to in tomorrow's update? I'm personally stoked on the experimental weapon buffs, and finally getting into the spicy lore from the war figurines. But either way, for now, my dudes, thank you very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Get hyped for tomorrow's update alongside the Semla event. But for now, I will catch you all in the next one. Until then, peace.